What is good? What is good? What is good? It's your host, Mikey T, the movie star, and I'm back for another major exclusive tonight. I'm going to say this one is pretty major. It's your host, Mikey T, the movie star. The hell? And I'm back for another major. Excuse me. My apologies, y'all. Just had a screen open. You know how that goes when you're working on multiple platforms. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. What's going on with y'all? What's everybody doing tonight? Wanted to come and touch on this topic. Pretty crazy what I came across tonight. What we've been talking about for the last few weeks with Whack 100 attempting to draw out these major stars. And that's what we're going to do tonight. That's what we're gonna be talking about tonight. A couple topics. We're going to go over NBA Youngboy's album, which is apparently has been pulled from the charts. I went to Apple today and the album has in fact been removed, which is strange to me, you guys. It's strange to me that NBA Youngboy's album has been pulled due to the fact that he sold 69,000 units in the first week. NBA Youngboy went on to say that he was going to go number one for a second week. That is to be debated. That's debatable. The 69,000 units sold actually was the 69,000 units sold was actually in more relation to him selling 69,000 on the second week of his last album, Sincerely Control. What up, what up, what up, Carbon Dated? Appreciate you for tapping in tonight. Major salute to you for tapping in. Everybody hit that like button. Hit that like button when you're tuning in here, and also share this video. I appreciate everybody that supports the channel in whatever capacity you can, whether it's hitting the like button or sharing the video on your various social media platforms. Anything like that. I gotta say, I do respect going the extra mile to get the message out there. Major appreciation to everybody out there who shows love to the channel. Let me see what's going on, everybody. What is popping with y'all? Perfect. True Beats in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Major salute. Colossal the Don in the building. Guys, if you'll just give me a minute while everybody loads in, I'm going to roll something up, or I'm going to put something up in this cone right here. Let me know, what are y'all smoking before we get the show started, man? We got some shit to talk about. Bobby Shmurda went in. Bobby Shmurda went in on Whack 100. He went in, you guys. I mean, when somebody says I made $1 million today, why am I talking about Whack 100? I mean, that was better than Jay-Z. That was better than Jay-Z. That was better than Jay-Z saying, I'm about $1. What the is 50 cents? You know what I'm saying? That was about right up there in that same category to me. Platinum OG. Okay. All right. I used to love myself some Platinum OG when I was back in Miami. Sometimes the guys would have Platinum OG, and that was a pretty awesome time. It ain't no Skywalker OG, but Platinum is dope. I'm actually smoking on some cake mix tonight. If you're just tuning in, let me know what you're blazing. Let me know what city you're tapping in from tonight. I'm the host, Mikey T, the movie star, and we have quite a bit to talk about tonight. We have a couple major topics to talk about tonight. NBA Youngboy getting blackballed. Is it over the Lil Durk disses? Is it over the NLE Choppa disses? Is it over the fact that he's putting such spicy music out there. And I'm not using spicy in that term that you're thinking. I'm using it in the term that this man is on a house arrest. He's on release on house arrest, and he's making questionable music. Is this one of the reasons that his music is being pulled? Is it the tactic in which he's using to promote the music? That's another thing. Like I've been saying for the last few days, this guy, NBA Youngboy, who put out a very successful album while he was incarcerated, Sincerely Contrell, it moved a ton of records, went to #1 while he was incarcerated. He decided to diss other rappers, other popular rappers, not just the ones who are relatively unknown, but NBA Youngboy went at the head honcho. He went at the head honcho, and we're going to cover it tonight. Some of the disses that NBA Youngboy recorded on this album, Colors, are very questionable. Did he take it too far? Is that the reason it's being recalled? Or are they just saying that? Are they just saying that to save face? Are they just saying that to save face, you guys, because of the disappointing record sales? Like I said just a second ago, those units sold in that first week for Colors was 69,000 units. That is less than the second week units sold for Sincerely Contrell, which was 71,000. Just put it in perspective. Hit that like button and subscribe. Major respect to you, Steven Rivera. I appreciate you for tapping in tonight. Definitely appreciate that. Oh, shit. My dude right here, second to none, tapped in. He said he's tapped in from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with Cherry Hill, New Jersey, man. Definitely appreciate you for tapping in. Go ahead, share the content if you wouldn't mind. You know, I appreciate all the support that comes, especially from these different areas, man. Especially from these different areas, you know, between New Jersey and Pennsylvania and Massachusetts. Alaskan Thunder. Never heard of it. Dallas is in the building. Major salute. My guy Hulk Strong is on that Purple Haze tonight. Purple Haze. All in my brain. Acting funny, but I don't know why. Excuse me. Yeah, that was that shit back in the day, but I haven't smoked no Purple Haze in a good 10 plus years. Honey Buns. Now this is a more traditional strain. Now, my man Steve, I actually got the cake mix today. I've actually got the cake mix strand tonight, so I'm very hype about that. I was able to procure this strand today, and I'm trying to see what it's hitting for. Got a couple packs of raws, and we're off to the races. Christopher Leonard in the building. What up, Mikey T, aka Mr. Content? I appreciate you for tapping in tonight. We have a couple dope topics. You know, Bobby Shmurda did one of his best interviews thus far with Adam 22 from No Jumper. Why do I say it's one of his best interviews thus far? Because Adam 22 asked the questions that a lot of other people are going to shy away from asking. Sometimes people will keep it a little bit more business. They'll keep it focused on his documentary, his time in jail, what they can get out of him, as well as his upcoming releases. You know, Adam 22 takes it a little bit further. He actually brought up everything going on with the dancing controversy. More specifically, he dug a little bit deeper, because you could just ask Bobby about the dancing controversy. It's been done before. He dug a little bit deeper, and he asked about Wack 100. And we've got the ultimate response, you guys. We got the ultimate response from Bobby Shmurda to Wack 100. And we're going to go over that tonight, y'all. Thomasville, Georgia is in the building. Major salute. Major salute. Yes, George, that's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about Bobby Shmurda publicly responding to Wack 100, who he didn't know too much about. Bobby Shmurda actually suggested that he might work for Love and Hip Hop. He suggested that Wack 100 might work for Love and Hip Hop, also suggesting that he might do podcasts, which Wack 100 is getting into. Wack 100 is starting to do podcasts, no, as I called. I called that a few weeks back, y'all. I mean, it just makes sense. Wack 100 is one of the most popular people on the internet right now. Why would Bobby Shmurda, why would he not do a podcast? Now, I was saying when we first got started that Wack 100 has been trying to draw out a response. He was trying to draw out a response from popular people in the music industry. You know, he got a response from Suge Knight, but there's only but so much Suge Knight can do. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much Suge Knight can do in this situation. Suge Knight's not going to be able to go back and forth with Wack 100 like somebody outside of jail can do, like a Master P, like a even better than Master P, Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda's video, Shmoney, every time I look at it, it's doing another million views. So, in all honesty, I think this was the jackpot for Wack 100, who responded and said he was taking dance lessons now. I don't know how much that's going to help him. I mean, we're going to dig into all this tonight, though, you guys. We got an amazing episode. Share this video. Oh, shit. Vanguardian TV is in the building. And he said he's got some of that black runts. Hell yeah, man. That's what I like to hear. I actually had a chance to buy some black runts, but I didn't do it. I've been going to the dispensary exclusive lately. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little bit closer. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit closer. And plus, I've been all over the cookie strands put out by Burner. Major salute to Burner, who has started the cookie strand. He actually brought it to Massachusetts. The man's a genius. And while we're doing shout outs, it's February 1st. So that means in 2 days, February 3rd, my brother Jeremiah Kipp's film, Slapface, horror film, drops on the streaming platform Shudder, which is basically the horror movie platform of Netflix. It's like if you got all the Netflix movies, Shudder is all horror films. So if you're a horror movie buff, or if you just want to see Mikey T, the movie star, in his acting debut, I have a brief cameo in Slapface. Shudder will be streaming on Shudder. Sorry about that, guys. Shudder will be streaming Slapface February 3rd. Colossal the Don, he said, Mikey T, the T stands for the fresh cut. That's right. Mikey T, Mikey with the fresh cut, however you want to say it. Let me see. George here. Appreciate you for tapping in, George. Hit that like button and share this video if you haven't already. George says, I ain't like Bobby snitching on himself, smoking weed in the jail, and he's still on probation. You know, I watched the whole interview with Adam 22 and Bobby Shmurda, and he may have said that, but I don't really so much recall him saying that, you know? So he said a lot, but it was really, there was a lot of laughing. There was a lot of having fun in the interview. But like Bobby was really messing with Adam 22. So he gave him a little bit more information than he's been willing to give some of the other people interviewing him. Yo, yo, yo. Salute to our guy Schizo in the building. Go ahead and share this video. Let me know. We are on the intro of the show. We are on the introduction phases of the show. I want everybody to let me know what you're smoking. I'm blazing on some cake mix right now. I'm blazing on some cake mix. Let me know what you're smoking and what city you're tapping in from tonight. Major love to everybody on the tap in, y'all. Steven Rivera says, my birthday is Sunday. Steven says he's turning 37. Steve, go get yourself 37 blunts or 37 G's so you can space it out and have a ball on your birthday, man. I appreciate you. George said he's got that Dosi Lato. Dosi Lato is a strain you got to try, Mikey. It hits so nice. Let me think. What's the strain? They got the I do love Do-si Do. I'm not going to lie to you. One of my favorite weed strains is Do-si Do. Just really haven't seen it too much recently to be able to buy it. Share this video, everybody. We're just about to get into the news in a few minutes. Risk Taker's in the building. Fresh fade. His neck on swivel. I hope so, man. I like Bobby. Bobby is doing his thing. You know, Bobby's actually going to do an album called Ready to Live. And I think that's dope, man. I think that's a dope album title. What do you guys all think of Bobby Shmurda's album title, Ready to Live, man? I really like that joke. I really like that joint, that title. Skywalker and that Sunset Sherbert. Hell yeah, man. That sounds like a good combination right there, Darren. Appreciate you tapping in tonight as well, man. Gelato and Do-si Do. Oh, gelato and do-si do, can't go wrong. Yeah, actually, they actually have that strain at the dispensary right now. Do-si do 33 is the shit, man. I love do-si do 33. Northern Lights, Northern Lights and Stardog Haze. Okay, that sounds good. Baltimore's in the building. All right, I said it, y'all. If you haven't shouted out your city, let's get all the cities up here. Let's get that check-in. I need everybody to check in. When you come to this chat, you got to check in, period. Baltimore in the building. Major salute. Well, the truth seeker, that's why you're here. You're here because you're with the Connect. You're with Mikey T, the movie star, aka the Connect, the connection to the streets, the bridge to the streets, as they say in New York. And that's why you're here tonight. And I appreciate you tapping in. Backwoods, sweet. True says, ready to put that past behind him and move on to greater things. In regard to who, my brother? Oh, ready to live. I see what you're saying there, True Beats. Scam Reno says, I can tell he was inspired by Biggie Ready to Die album. 100%, man. I'm behind this, man. I'm telling you. I'm probably going to buy Bobby's album, or I'm most definitely going to stream it on Apple. I'm going to stream it on Spotify or YouTube, wherever I end up streaming it from. Maybe even, I might even purchase a physical copy of it if I get the chance to. You know, I like that old school shit. But, from streaming one man's album to not being able to stream the others. NBA Youngboy getting blackballed. Why is he getting blackballed? Is he getting blackballed? Is he? Did they pull the album themselves? Is this a marketing tactic? Is this like the first 100,000 that get it, they get it, and then we'll pull it? I don't know what they're doing. I don't get the strategy behind it. I don't get the reasoning behind it. This was a tape, very clearly. I would not expect NBA Youngboy to actually release his album and call it Colors. You know what I'm saying? You could obviously tell it was an EP, although it had mad records on it. You could obviously tell it was a warm up, or as Drake calls it sometimes, a playlist. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm just, by these titles, you can tell his last album was called Sincerely Contrell. You know, that title has substance to it. Philly in this bitch. Hell yeah. Waterbury CT in here. Appreciate you for tapping in. You already know the Truth Seeker. Major salute to Adam22. You know what I'm saying? I be seeing what he does on them interviews. He be holding it down on the interviews, man. It's a spectacle watching it. Adam, you better roll up a couple blunts just like the guests. Philly and Brooklyn up in here. The great Detroit, Drone Milton in the building. The great Detroit is in the building. I need everybody to share this video. When you share this video, let them know that Mikey T is your favorite blogger or your second favorite blogger. Whatever you got. If you put me under another one of the bloggers, that's cool. It's your prerogative. You know, it's your prerogative. Bobby clowns too much now. Bobby does. Bobby clowns way too much now. But you know what? The people are loving it. American Links. The people are loving Bobby Shmurda's personality. You know what I mean? They're loving it. From interview to interview. Now you're seeing it from video to video. Everything he's doing is going viral. And, you know, he's really trying to just hold up on his end of the bargain when it comes to, you know, releasing this music. Apparently, he's going to drop the album with Epic. He's going to get that. I guess it might be a one album type of thing. Bobby has been going on and on and on about how he sold 8 million units. That was while he was incarcerated for Epic. And I want to say the deal was like a $2 million deal or something like that. Might have been $1 million deal. I don't know the specifics behind the deal or if he even got the whole thing, but he sold a number of units for them. And it looks like we're going to get one more album from Bobby Shmurda on Epic Records. Possibly. Might be more, but we got definitely an album coming out called Ready to Live. Obviously named after the late and great Notorious B.I.G. You know what I'm saying? It's a New York thing. You know, it's just great to actually hear the title. You know, when I first heard it about a month or two back, it made me interested. It made me smile. It made me go, damn, why didn't anybody else think of that? You know what I'm saying? Bobby is creating a movement right now, y'all, and I'm jumping onto it majorly. Bobby Shmurda is a positive guy, and he actually addressed the issues with Wack 100. Who would have thought? Well, it could only be Adam22 on No Jumper to bring it out of him, because a lot of the other interviewers, they creep, they tiptoe. You know what I mean? They're just so happy to have Bob. I don't discredit these other interviewers, because having Bobby Shmurda on your platform is a blessing. But you could hear it when Bobby Shmurda was up there with Adam. He was like, I don't want to talk about Wack 100. Why would I want to talk about Wack 100? He was relatively confused about who Wack 100 was. And Wack has actually even posted in regard to this, saying some shit like, why would you do this? Why would you have Bobby Shmurda on your channel to diss me? We're going to get into all of that, man. We're going to get into all of that tonight, because this is going to be a dope show, y'all. This is going to be a very dope show. So share this video. Let's go. Share this video. We're going to get started. I'm smoking on some cake mix. Of course, you guys know I'm in CT. I'm that Connecticut kid. Let me see. The Truth Speaker says, as much as people supported him for taking extra time, people better buy his shit. Yeah, you're right. How many people went and, you know, like supported him and acknowledged what he did and said that was the real shit to do? We're going to get into some of that. One of those people is my son, you know, another New Yorker who spoke out for him. And I really respect that when you see these OGs speaking out for the guys like Bobby Shmurda. UK up in this bitch. Major salute to the UK. Scam Reno says that NBA Youngboy ain't getting blackballed. He is just doing too much. Now, Scam, do you mean in regard to him doing too much? What do you mean? Do you mean he's putting out too many projects? because as you've probably been a part of the lives, we went over it. He had just released the album from jail in September of 2021. And here we are. We were just in January. Now we're first day of February 2022. So he legitimately released an album 5 months later. It's kind of odd. It's kind of Gucci Man like. But in all honesty, NBA Youngboy's numbers are not like Gucci Man's. NBA Youngboy moved 135,000, 137, if anybody wants me to talk exact, in his first week. And then he moved 71,000 in his second week. So I kind of think putting out another album so quick was a little bit much. It's not like he was waiting 2 years to put out another full length project. That's just my personal thoughts on it. But it kind of says something. It kind of says something to me when this guy can put out another project and move another 70,000. That's 7/10 of 100,000 units in a week's time, just 5 months after doing it, you know, three times, three separate times. It shows you how many fans that NBA Youngboy has that are actually invested in his projects. A lot of people were messaging me and saying, "Yo, look at what his album did. It moved more units than his mixtape did than this other guy's album did." A lot of people messaged me saying that, and I don't discredit that. There are some artists that carry that type of weight, where the fans will buy any product that they put out. A lot of fans came up and bought the Colors tape. Atlantic Records was very, very sure to put out on Instagram when they made a post that it was a tape. I read that post and I was like, wow, they really made sure to acknowledge that as a tape. Something NLE Choppa is doing right now. After all the promotion behind Me Versus Me, NLE says that he, let me see. NLE Choppa had wrote on his social media, "Me and One Gunna had the hardest tapes of January. If you disagree, you simply haven't took the time out to listen to mine. Me versus me." Yeah, he's talking about Gunna's project that went to number one. Gunna's project that had features from the likes of Roddy Ricch on there. Roddy Ricch and Young Thug. Roddy Ricch shouted out $1 million worth of game with Gilly the Kid. We're talking about an album that moved 150,000 units first week. I don't know if Gunna considers that joint a mixtape. The way that they did that whole project, it's in the way that they released it was nothing like the way that they released NLE Choppa's project. NLE Choppa's project had over a year of buildup. All 2021, they were building up that project as I went over. DS Forever. It's the third studio album. That's what it says right here. It's the third studio album, and it moved 150,000 units. You're damn right they're calling that an album. When it moved 150,000 units first week, when it beat The Weeknd's album, they're calling that shit an album. I got a feeling that, sometimes the labels will try to they'll try to salvage, they'll try to salvage shit before it's even broke, you know. NBA Youngboy's project came out and moved 70,000 units. It's not like he came out and moved 35,000 first week. There was no need for any creative control, damage control in that situation. NBA Youngboy came out and moved a respectable amount of units. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of respect for what NBA Youngboy did, even though the sales weren't right there with what his last project did, even in its second week. I have a lot of respect for what NBA Youngboy did. But now when you but now when you go on the internet, like I went to go confirm this. I went to Apple. I went to Apple Music. Everyone's always talking about the Apple charts. It's all about the digital charts this day and age, as well as the Billboard, of course. And what happened? NBA Youngboy's album has been removed. You guys can let me know. Has it been removed from other digital platforms as well? Is it gone from everywhere? Because I know my main source, aside from YouTube, Apple, it has been taken down. Why would they do this? Why would they do this? Could it possibly have something to do with the outrageous amounts of disses on this project that happened to involve an open case? Could that be one of the issues? I'm taking it there, you guys. Could that be one of the issues? Because I said this from the beginning. Why would NBA Youngboy speak on this situation that happened with King Von and Little Tim? I really don't agree with NBA Youngboy using his album to address what happened that night. Using his album to address Lil Durk. It just doesn't make any sense. And obviously, if you look at the album, it didn't make any dollars, or it's not gonna make any dollars from this point on. Bad decision from NBA Youngboy when he had all eyes were on NBA Youngboy. No pun intended. All eyes on me. All eyes were on NBA Youngboy. And what did he decide to do with it, you guys? What did NBA? Everybody share this video right now. Let's get over 100 people in here. This is Mikey T, the movie star, uncut tonight, uncensored, live and uncut. Let's go. Come on, share this video, everybody. We're talking the real shit, and we're just about to get into the topics. We're just about to get into the topics tonight because we have some shit to talk about, man. This is just the intro. This is just the intro, y'all. Share this video. Hit that like button. Fresh cut from me today, y'all. Had to come into the video looking right. Just did a major interview tonight, actually, with this group out of South Florida. That's right, but they're also in from West Philly, Pennsylvania, Broward. They're all from that area. They're called South Strip, y'all. Shout out to my bro Clark. Yeah, South Strip. So I'm looking forward to putting that out to y'all. I got a lot of work that I'm doing, so I wanted to touch down to Miami. Justin Felton, what's good, Mikey T? Meriden, Connecticut in the building. You're one of my favorites. Keep up the good work, yo. I appreciate that, man. That shit goes a long way, man. American Link says, I run New York. Shout out to the UK and Wales. I'm very much looking forward to going to the UK this summer. George McCarthy says him and Rowdy need to make a joint album. That's something that I stress, George, and you probably have heard me on here speaking on it. You've probably heard me on here speaking on it, but I thought it was an amazing concept that Bobby Shmurda actually held up his single Shmoney to make sure that Rowdy Rebel could get on it. That was an amazing concept. So them doing an album together, I got a feeling it's something that will happen in the future, without a doubt. Rowdy Rebel, Bobby Shmurda, possibly the Migos. I want to see that shit happen, man. The Truth Seeker says, any updates on Dark Low? I had done a video a few days ago where I gave the information to actually write Dark Low. If you're interested, you could find it. Let me see. Fake Bloggers. Fake Bloggers is back. Fake Bloggers says, Youngboy has been dissing his label since 2011, or is that 2018, bro? When he only had about 7 charted Billboard albums. Now he has 20, so his voice old powers now. Sorry, you're gonna have to rephrase that a little bit, bro. G Money in the building. Major salute to G Money on the tap in. After the time he had after the time he had behind that wall, he's living life now more than ever right now. Let him have fun. And Bobby actually addressed Wack 100 directly on No Jumper. And we're about to get into that, y'all. We're going to start the show with that, actually. Peace to the gods and earths. Okay? I'm rocking with you, man. Hit that like button. Fake Blogger says he's trying to get out of that deal, Mikey. And that tape he just dropped still charted number 2. Okay, number 2 on what chart? The Billboard chart? because I had predicted top 5 for the Billboard chart. That's also what I was asking fake bloggers. I was wondering where the album has been pulled from. Is it only Apple? Is it all streaming services? I'm wondering what's going to happen with the sales as well. 69,000 first week. It might have been a few more thousand than that. What'll happen to that money? Because it takes time to get the money that you make off of the albums. Well, I don't think the money will be returned. I think everybody that got their album will be able to keep the album. Will the album chart for 1 week and then disappear? I don't know. I'm going to need an analyst to join the Report Card Radio team so we can do a weekly update on chart movement. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing in hip hop. It's one of the most interesting things that I followed. You know what I mean? One of the most interesting things that I followed as a kid, watching the sales, comparing the sales of past albums, comparing the sales of different artists. Just a thought, though, you guys. Just a thought. Don't crucify me. Don't butcher me for it. But share this video, everybody. We're about to get into the main topics. Yo, PBN, chill out, man. Don't be writing weird comments like that. Hit them likes, subscribe, and comment. Hit the likes, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it, man. Hold on. Let me get a little. You know, man, when you talk shit, someone is bound to hear it. You know what I mean? When you talk shit, there's bound to be a video that pops up with the person you had talked about talking about you, or one of the dude's homies that knows about you speaking up for his guy. It's going to pop up on the internet, and you're going to be searching one day if you've got the time, if you don't really have much going on. In Bobby Shmurda's case, he's traveling the world right now. Bobby Shmurda doesn't have time to listen to Clubhouse videos of Wack 100 dissing him. So Bobby Shmurda is probably a little bit uninformed when it comes to what's been going on, when it's been coming to Wack 100 saying that he is going to lose influence in the street, as if he wants influence in the street, or if he's going to, or if he would have not been accepted if he had done that prior. Life was really, really different for Bobby Shmurda before he got locked up. The man, or before he got a record deal, even after he got that deal at first, his life has changed drastically since then. The units started moving while he was incarcerated. The jewelry, the clothes, all of that has changed as well, if we're just being real. I understand that some people weren't really around before Bobby Shmurda got locked up. You didn't really get to see Bobby Shmurda do his thing, but Bobby Shmurda he didn't have all the money that he has right now. So he didn't have all the opportunity to wear all the flashy clothes, which wearing those flashy clothes makes you dance the way you're eventually going to not be afraid to dance in front of anybody watching. It's a big difference if you're wearing a pair of even $150 jeans to a pair of $1,000 jeans, and you're wearing a watch and a ring worth $80,000. Bobby is in the matrix right now. For anybody to be calling him out on doing whatever he wants to do, however he feels in his body, you're just ignorant to the fact. Bobby's in the matrix right now, man. Bobby doesn't need to really go online and scroll through the videos and see what the hell Wack 100's talking about. Let me see. Fake blogger says it's only removed on Apple, and it charted number 1 on Apple and number 2 on Billboard. Damn. What were the official sales, fake bloggers, on Billboard? Because the projected sales, that I had read were 69,000, but I believe somebody popped in the chat the other day and said that it boosted up to 74,000, which I would find interesting. I heard a few songs on Colors from Spotify today. I had listened to the whole Colors album on YouTube, actually. Like I said, YouTube is pretty much the most common place that I listen to albums, YouTube and Apple. Is Bobby on parole? Yo, Nafaro, I'm thinking that Bobby must have completed all of his time because he's coming home, he's smoking mad gas. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think he has any parole or probation at this point. Tyrone, I appreciate you for tapping in. Major salute to you on the tap in tonight. We're about to get into this official story here, man. Who would have thought Bobby Shmurda coming back at Wack, but it just all it took was the question. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times when these dudes do interviews, they're like, yo, you want to ask me about that guy? Why wouldn't you ask that guy about me? The interviews 9 times out of 10 would not ask the other people they're doing an interview about said individual. Adam 22 is not like that. Adam 22 just doesn't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? He wants to get to the point. He wants to get to the fact of the matter. Hell yeah, the narrative has changed. 78K first week for Colors. He did it, baby. 78K in a short week. He went #1 from the prison and then came back and did a whole new album. You did it, baby. 1.1 in a short week. Yeah. Yo, what up, Ghost? Appreciate you for tapping in. We got some hot topics to speak on tonight, you guys. American Lynx said parole don't care about schmarijuana. Schmarijuana. Anymore. Yo, good point, American Lynx. I appreciate you tapping in on the chat with that, man. Everybody hit that like button. We got 47 likes. Let's get that shit up to 50 likes. Let's go. Nafaro says Wack 100 is a big clout chaser. Well, you know what, man? Wack has found the attention that I think he's looking for. Wack has found the attention that he's looking for, you guys. He went from incarcerated former CEO, to current CEO, to now hottest rapper in the game, dissing his name. You got the hottest rapper in the game, dissing your name. Fake bloggers is trying to call NBA Youngboy out for that Birdman album he did. Now, that album should have been done differently, fake bloggers. I don't know how much you know about the actual album because I'm not too familiar with it. I think that should have been more marketed as NBA Youngboy's album, executive produced by Birdman, rather than featuring Birdman. But did they do that album in a similar fashion to the Like Father, Like Son project? Or was Birdman scarcely featured on the project? Or do you not know? Let's do it. Keep it real. Oh, don't. Yo, appreciate you, man. He said weed is legal in New York, so he should be good. Damn, really? So, I mean, shit, it's crazy. So, just everybody's just smoking weed on probation now. It must be good. Uh, they say why be known for having fake scans and streams? Nah, I don't believe that, DeBerna. I don't believe that. I saw a big story pop out about that, though. I did see a major story pop out about that, though, about fake streams and about, the artists that were involved in it. But I did not see NBA Youngboy's name attached to that, man. So I don't know. I don't agree with that. G Money Code says 79,000 equivalent albums, including 77,000 in streaming. Jesus. So only 2,000 people actually bought the album. Wow. It looks like I won't be able to actually get a physical copy of Bobby Shmurda's Ready to Live. It seems like they might have one at the mall or something like that. But that's crazy. Only 2,000. It's just because the stores aren't ordering them anymore. Like a lot of the times, the stores would order thousands of CDs. You know, a lot of the times the guys would go gold off the rip just from the album sales from the stores in general. Wow. Birdman only has 3 songs. Well, yeah, then that's more of a reason to actually take into consideration the fact that the project didn't do too well. The project was a little bit mishandled. I'm not really sure why Birdman didn't go crazy on that album, being that, you know what I mean, Birdman really had the next big thing right with him, or the current big thing. I mean, NBA Youngboy bigger than Young Scooter. NBA Youngboy was probably bigger than Young Thug when, you know, when Birdman was initially building him. NBA Youngboy was probably uh, maybe just as hot as Rich Homie Quan back in the. What do you guys think? Right now, I'm talking about the days when Rich Homie Quan had the song when he was actually like really popping right then. NBA Youngboy's hotter than that right now. George says Master P had some good points on NBA Youngboy. What do you mean by that, George? Nafaro said he's under Birdman, a partnership. He's under Birdman, a partnership. Well, I mean, I think Birdman probably is getting him paid. I think Birdman is probably getting him paid for the albums that he does for him, which is smart. Probably the same type of deal he was doing for Lil Wayne, the same type of deal he would have liked to have done for Young Thug, but he couldn't really get him signed up. And then just some other people didn't really blow up. You know what I mean? Yo, 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 Chase Moolah. What's popping? Yeah, Joseph. That's what I think it is. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine back in the day, you guys, some of y'all probably remember it when they would take some albums out of the major stores when they would have too much profanity on them. This NBA Youngboy's Colors album is laced with profanity, the worst kinds of profanity. He's shouting out somebody, he's shouting out a guy on his album multiple times who is about to go down in a court of law on some very serious shit. The album is controversial, to say the least. NBA Youngboy didn't really have to take this route with the album. Fake bloggers. If NBA Youngboy didn't have the various songs on the album, and anybody in here as well, if NBA Youngboy didn't have the various songs on his new album, Colors, dissing King Von, Lil Durk, NLE Choppa, do you think he would have done the same amount of streams? Do you think he would have done more streams? Streams meaning sales. His last album, Sincerely Contrell, did 137,000 units first week. He did 71,000 units second week. I don't really think he needed to bring the aspect of beef into his album. NBA Youngboy to me has always really been focused on music, you know, and the people just love the shit. Woo! 2 million for 5 albums. Not bad. Not bad. Some dudes be doing 2 albums for 150 grand. Hell no, man. I do not see NBA Youngboy doing any music with 6ix9ine. That Nafaro is not gonna happen, man. Nope. 100% not going to happen. That's my prediction. Has there been audio that dropped of NBA Youngboy? I don't even want to talk about that shit, man. To be real. I don't want to talk about that shit unless Revolt wants me to, or unless Barstool Sports wants me to, or unless Gilly wants, you know what I mean? Unless one of the unless Nori wanted me to, you know what I mean? Under that, I'm good on that shit. Yo, prayed up. What's popping? Everything's good. We're about to get into the topics. 99 Ghost says, Cash Money be having the workaholic artists, Lil Wayne, Drake, Nicki, and NBA Youngboy. Crazy, man. I never really looked at NBA Youngboy as a Cash Money artist, but I mean, shit, you know, that from the Bayou album, from the Bayou, you know, I think they could have had a better title. They could have had better promotion. Don't really know what the hell went on with that. Fake blogger said Youngboy has 4 albums with over 100K first week without dissing. So I think him dissing got him more blackballed than he already was. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, fake bloggers. You know, sometimes the dissing can go a whole nother way. Like you just don't know how it'll make other people feel about you. But more so than just the other people in the industry, it's the fans. It's the fans. You can lose a percentage of your fans by going after somebody. You know what I mean? They'll just turn you off. You know what I'm saying? They'll just turn you off all the way off. They'll be like, all right, NBA Youngboy's dissing my guy Durk. NBA Youngboy's dissing NLE Choppa. I guess I'll just throw a little bit more NLE Choppa into rotation and take the NBA. And you know what? While I'm at it, take that Quando Rondo out of there too. That's just how some fans are. That's how a lot of fans are. I'm not sure so much about the new age. Probably. The new age probably says some shit like, I ain't jacking that. I ain't jacking that shit. He dissed my boy. I ain't jacking that shit. But back in the day, we would say something like, oh, he had an issue with my mans. I'm not bumping that shit then. I ain't bumping that shit. I don't want my mans to hear me bumping that shit. I ain't supporting that shit. Nowadays, it's like, I ain't jacking that. We ain't jack. Crack that CD. You know how these young bulls are. Taylor says, Youngboy's been selling #1 albums. He just gets blackballed. Well, let's take into consideration, you guys, he was just incarcerated. He is currently out of jail in Utah. We are coming out of a pandemic where he can't physically move around as much as he would want to sell those albums. He is selling an album 6 months after selling another joint. You know, there's a couple variables to this that you really do have to consider. If I had a whiteboard behind me, you would see it all written out. Galerco, what's popping? I'm smoking on this cake mix, my brother. Cake mix. This shit is dope. We're about to get into the show, man. Little pre-show tonight. G Money says, what do you expect when you're young, wild, and the breadwinner? Because of that, most people want to pull him to the side. Because of that, most people won't pull him to the side or even say anything to him. He's not going to listen when he's the boss. No, I 100% agree with you, man. I 100% agree with you. So he's going to do what he wants to do. But, you know, I just don't think he really needed to pull the trigger on that. But why would he want to pull the trigger on beefing with guys when he's actually able to go out to all the nightclubs where people could potentially pull up on him? You know, so he's probably being smart in that aspect of it, you know, doing it right now. And they're saying that NBA Youngboy is possibly going to go back in. You know, he's possibly going to go back in. So he's more than likely just recording as much material as he can. George McCarthy. George, that one's gonna be a super chat question right there, bro. 99 Ghost said, I thought NBA had always been signed to Birdman. No, I don't. That's not the case, bro. That is not the case. He's with Atlantic. G Money Code. The dissing was to hype up the sales. Plenty of artists have done it. But G Money, why? Do you think he was gonna go double wood if he didn't diss O Block? Was NBA Youngboy gonna go double plastic if he didn't, talk about the whole situation with King Von and Lil Durk? Do you think the album was really? I don't think he needed to pull out those tactics on previous albums. Just like Black Youngsta putting out that joint at the cemetery, I think NBA Youngboy turned a lot of the fans off. You know what I'm saying? I think he turned a lot of fans off dissing Durk. Durk has a lot of people that love him, and this situation is kind of deep. It involves the loss of a life. So shit like that is out of taste, I don't agree with it so much, what NBA Youngboy did on his album. Was it as good as Sincerely Control? No, it wasn't. But you got to take into account what one was and what the other was. This joint right here was a tape full, you know what I mean? This here, it was a tape full of basically NBA Youngboy. This tape had one feature on it. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about colors, y'all. And it came right after another project while he was incarcerated, Sincerely Control. Sincerely Control actually was just him as well. So this guy released, let me see, I got to look up the track. 1 second. So he had 21 records on Sincerely Control, and then I believe he also had 20 records on Colors. So within a 8, 9, 10-month time frame, this guy released 40 records. So September 24th, he dropped Sincerely Control. And then he just dropped his other album last week. So that's like a 6-month time frame, even less. And he actually sold a bunch of units. What artist can actually do that, you guys? You got to give him some respect for that shit. And he did it all on his own. He put out a bare album in 2021, and then he came back out with another completely bare album. As I mentioned, he had the one feature on it, Quando Rondo. I've given my thoughts on that. I thought Quando could have went a little bit harder. I mean, come on, this guy puts you on the feature. You're 70,000 people are about to cop that. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Like I said, he's been around Birdman since he was 16, but never signed. But they also type of a family type relationship. Glurko says wrong timing. Glurko, I agree with you on wrong timing. I think honestly, to put out a project from the end of September to the end of January, it's a little bit quick. You know what I mean? Especially when you're moving these major amounts of units. Like his Sincerely Control, it moved over 220,000 units in 2 weeks. This album, 69,000 or 78,000 units first week. Maybe Atlantic thought it was a little bit of a letdown. I don't think it was a letdown. Maybe it would have sold more units if they waited 3 more months. Pert Gambit says YB is the new generation Lil Wayne. Seems to me that Lil Wayne had a few more features than NBA Youngboy. We just went over both of his albums. He has no features on either of the albums. The guy is a beast. Lil Wayne, a couple more features. But yeah, he did have Birdman and Future and Lil Uzi Vert on his debut album, which is cool. Jordan I says NBA Youngboy probably has hundreds of songs he hasn't dropped. Even if he does go back to the pen, I think he'll be fine. Yeah, man, especially with the way that he's conditioned his fans to buy his albums. A lot of artists probably would have released that as a free mixtape. He put it out there for sale. Smart dude right there. I'll give it to NBA Youngboy on that note as well. So Bobby Shmurda has finally clowned Wack 100. He finally clowned him, man. Bobby Shmurda recently did an interview with Adam 22, and he said that he is not going to be doing any sort of drama on the internet. Bobby Shmurda doesn't want to be going back and forth with anybody on the internet. It's pretty much what I had thought in my mind. Like Bobby Shmurda's not going to, he's too high up right now. I think he's just too busy, honestly. Seeing different parts of the world, eating different food, experiencing different things. I think he's too busy to watch every Clubhouse video. I think he's a little bit too tied up to be watching every different video where somebody is talking about him. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't think he was all too up to date on who Wack 100 is. Has he heard the name? Obviously, he's heard the name. Does he know what he's doing? No, I don't think he does. He actually suggested that Wack was on Love and Hip Hop. So Adam 22 had asked him, is there any dancing in jail? Like I said, he cuts to the chase. We all know Bobby was locked up. We've been hearing some talk about Bobby Shmurda. He wouldn't have acted this way before he was in jail. But was there any dancing in jail? Were you doing this in jail, Bobby? Bobby said that the only people that really got mad at him for dancing in jail, oddly enough, were the old heads. The old heads. You get what I'm saying here? In reference to Wack 100 being an old head, mad at a young buck, a young bull, a young boy, a young G for dancing, doing a little bit of, shake, rattle, and roll, whatever you want to call it, whatever Bobby's doing. Adam had asked him a little bit later if the Macarena was acceptable. Bobby said something about Spanish mommies. We'll dip into that possibly a little bit later, man. Fake blogger said, Bobby been chilling. They got to leave dude alone. Yeah, man. And it was cool to finally hear Bobby stand up for himself in this whole situation. Bobby got some shit off of his chest with all these, I don't even want to say bloggers because it's not the bloggers necessarily, but just all the fans kind of being, all these different people, like, because he's getting the most amount of fans like he's ever seen right now. But then he's also got the million plus fans, hundreds of thousands of fans from the street who are still seeing his shit. Kind of like we were talking about with 50 Cent the other day, how 50 keeps elevating himself, but still he has the street fans who loved Power of the Dollar, but he's got to move kind of past that. He's making music with Adam Levine and Justin Timberlake and Robin Thicke and shit like that. 99 Ghost said, Bobby ain't making no noise. Well, Bobby's single, Shmoney, is actually doing quite a bit of streams, Ghost. Bobby's album's going to be called Ready to Live. So I think he's got a bunch of videos ready for that. I'm looking forward to seeing what other features he has on there. I can't remember. I think he said he's shooting a video with Lil Uzi Vert. I think he said he's shooting a video with Lil Uzi Vert. So that is going to light the internet up, period. So Adam had said that he assumes 99% of the people are not dancing while in jail. Bobby disagreed. He said, no, everybody is dancing. Bobby went on to literally say that he had even the correctional officers dancing. Now, I mean, okay, the correctional officers is one thing, but I see what Adam 22 was trying to say there. It's like, you got people sitting up with 50 years. I don't think they're just going to get up and be dancing like shit is cool. But Bobby said he had like the correctional officers dancing. He's like, that's not what the question really is, Bobby. But all right, cool. People is dancing, so that's cool. He literally had everyone dancing in there from the correctional officers. Bobby went a little deeper. Bobby went on to say, I'm not thinking about somebody telling me that I can't dance. Let somebody tell me that I can't dance. What are they going to do? Bobby sort of started snapping right there, you guys. But Adam 22 cleared up the situation. Wack 100, sorry about that, guys. Wack 100 went on to his Instagram page and he said, Wack 100 said, no jumper. He said, damn, Adam, you let Bobby Shmurda diss me like that? He said, you let Bobby Shmurda diss me like that. Adam 22 cleared up the situation. Adam 22 jumped in and said, in the case of Wack 100, I don't think he was saying you can't dance. He was saying that he thinks it's having a bad effect on how you're perceived by gangsters. So Adam 22 cleared that up right away, and I respect him for jumping in and saying that shit just so the conversation didn't go the wrong way. Just so Bobby could be clear about what he is talking on, because that was the big thing that Wax said. It wasn't so much that Bobby sucks at dancing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never said that Wax said that Bobby was a bad dancer. I was just sort of thinking maybe he was a little bit, jealous of his dancing. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are jealous because, like, yo, these dudes be acting so stone cold, and then they make it acting that way, and then they figure, shit, well, if I turn my image and start acting like a rowdy dancer, people might be turned off by that and stop watching me. That's why they don't be turning up more in the videos and shit like that. Once you get perceived in a certain way, but it's worse because once you're perceived in a certain way, then you box yourself in. Man, Bobby Shmurda is doing something right from dancing and doing shit the way that he wants to. So Bobby said, "You're talking about the Love and Hip Hop guy." Adam said, "No, I don't think he does Love and Hip Hop, although that would be pretty cool." And what does he do? Podcast, Bobby Shmurda said. Adam said that he manages the game, he manages Blueface and the game. We spoke on how Whack 100 manages the game. Whack 100 actually started managing the game after his heyday. We all popularly know the game from his relationship with 50 Cent, right? We all know the game from his relationship with 50 Cent. And then we know the game from after his relationship with 50 Cent. Whack 100 must have come in after the relationship with 50 Cent when he started putting out all the E1 projects, that people really didn't care about. No disrespect. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just putting the facts in order. I said it the other day, and I'll say it forever in hip hop history. They did put together about the same amount of albums as Game had on Aftermath and Geffen, but there's really no comparison in the sales. The documentary 2 moved like 115,000 units first week, whereas the documentary 1 moved 585,000 units first week. So there's really no comparison. Bobby said after Adam told him that he manages the Blueface in the game, Bobby said, I F with the game, but I don't give a F about none of that shit. He's nothing to talk about. I made $1 million this week. Why would I want to talk about Whack 100? I don't want to talk about Whack 100. Why would I want to talk about Whack 100? Bobby Shmurda went in on this man, you guys. Bobby Shmurda just basically showed him what rich man talk, rich man time is on. After everything that Master P was doing this past week, speaking about riches, speaking about, his debit cards and shit, his credit cards and his limits. Now you got Bobby Shmurda coming in talking about I made $1 million this week. Sorry, Whack. Bobby doesn't really have time for the drama. And, a lot of people were wondering, damn, is Bobby going to respond to Wack? Is Bobby ever going to respond to Wack? Bobby just made $1 million. Imagine what's popping, man. What's good? NBA is one of the best rappers ever, has some of the most powerful influence than most rappers ever. 99 Ghost said that. How did you compare Sincerely Control to Colors, Ghost? Steven Rivera says beef doesn't make you money. Tell 50 Cent that. You know what I'm saying? Piggy Bank was one of the most anticipated beef records that drew up a lot of anticipation for the Massacre album that 50 Cent put out. Whack 100 really stepped in some shit on this one, man, because now he's got Bobby Shmurda. Now he's got Bobby Shmurda actually commenting on him. Bobby doesn't really want to talk about him though, but he was on No Jumper, so he kind of had to. He was on No Jumper, so he kind of had to, you guys. Imagine Treasures Z says, beef makes money. Biggie and Pac started it. Yeah, throughout the whole beef with Biggie and Pac, we saw what happened. We saw what happened when all the magazines were sold. You know how many magazines were sold in that whole situation? Look at the evidence of what happened there. Music went to an all-time high. We saw what happened when 50 Cent got signed, and the sales just began to skyrocket with all those guys like 50 and Ludacris, and T.I. eventually became one of the highest selling artists. Detail says beef makes a lot of money. Controversy sells. Controversy sells. Yeah, a lot of a lot of albums in some cases, or a lot of streaming in some cases. Like, if you guys probably remember what was going down with Birdman and Lil Wayne. One of the rappers to address it was Rick Ross. In another situation, when Rick Ross was beefing with 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks made one of his most popular diss songs. It was called Officer Down. We've seen a lot of money made off of controversial shit going on between rappers when other artists just take advantage of it. I mean, shit. What Look at all the talk shows, that bring rappers on for ratings to talk about situations. Back in the day, even going as far back to like the VMA awards. You know what I'm saying? The VMA awards, the BET awards, all these shows, bringing in G Unit. And we remember the epic shit that went down with G Unit, and Fat Joe. Like, so we've been seeing it for a number of years. Hip hop being exploited for ratings, for magazine sales, for TV viewership, all that shit, man. Uh, you know, and sometimes we even see it. Don't you remember the episode of Rap City where G Unit was like beefing with Dipset? Or yeah, they were beefing with Dipset. No. They had Jim Jones on with them. They had Young Buck. Young Buck was calling out Lil Wayne. It was a whole episode, man. TV was so much different back in the day. True Beat in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. It's 2022. Focus on that bag. 50 is professional at what he does, and that's only him winning all those beefs. It's only him winning all those beefs. Yeah, 50 has transcended that shit, He's really done with it. He is completely done with it to the point where he could take his beef with you and make a TV show out of it. Bring you in to get you to sign off of it, sign off on all of it, and then he could make a TV show out of it. He's got some genius to him, I won't lie. But I knew that when I read his book, From Pieces to Weight. Excuse me, guys. Just hit that like button, share this video. Let's see. G Money says even before Pac and Big, but it was one of the biggest. Detail says the Locks versus G Unit, Fat Joe versus G Unit, and so many more. Yeah, yeah, we've seen some crazy shit go down in the history of live television, especially The Source with Death Row, Snoop Dogg. That's a topic for another day, Detail. That is a topic for another day. All right, so let's get. What up, Rick 585? What's popping with you, man? Let me get back to my notes, though. Excuse me. So Bobby gave a little bit of background on his dancing as well. Bobby said, I picked up dance moves from everywhere. So for anybody out there wondering how Bobby Shmurda got his moves, Bobby actually said he picked up dance moves from everywhere. He said he was in a group home and he used to just get kicked out of everywhere, but he was funny as an MFer. People liked me. Bobby Shmurda, definitely a captivating person, man. Interesting to hear that he picked up his dance moves from all types of people along his travels. What's popping with your bonds? Salute, brother. Oh, Keys TV said it was dissing and rap beef way before Pac and Big. Imagine Treasure Z says, and if you compare the actual lyrics, NBA would be last. Imagine Treasure, I imagine you mean in comparison to somebody like Lil Durk. Smoking on a little cake mix tonight. So, Ether the Connect was actually speaking with Adam 22. And apparently, Ether the Connect gave the cosign to Bobby Shmurda. Ether the Connect co-signed Bobby Shmurda's dancing. He said, this is how we came up. But Adam 22 asked if he would dance that way. He said no, but I'm a big dude. Now, see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people out there would dance like Bobby Shmurda. The big homie Ether the Connect, he said he would not because of his actual size. Now, if you got a dude that's 6'4", 240 pounds, he's not going to be dancing around like he's Michael Jackson. So come on, Bobby Shmurda's moves are not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Shmurda went on a rant from there. He said, I chill around everyone, big dudes, killers. You come to jail, your family's crying. This goes into a little bit about him getting people to dance in jail. You come to jail, your family's crying because you're not coming out of jail, and I'm making them dance. The other shit is excuses. You don't got no rhythm. Keep it at that. Don't say it's gangsta shit. It's because you ain't got no rhythm. Because we done smoked everything moving. Broad daylight, and we're dancing still. Now, that was just a comment in general that Bobby Shmurda made while on the interview. But he said it clearly right there, man. He said that people out there are not dancing because they don't have any rhythm. Very, very true statement. And like I said, a lot of these rappers that blow up, they get so caught up in the situation, they think if they were to dance and actually show their real personality, they might get shunned. L Cool J and Cool Mo D was the first rap beef, I think. G Money says, remember gangsters used to dance. Now they feel too thugged out. And then once they get a certain level of popularity, they think that's what it is. And they think that they could jeopardize their spot. Say they do a little bit of shaking, say they do a little bit of, you know what I mean? Whatever you're going to do, you know what I mean? Not saying that's how I would dance if I was, put into the opportunity with a video with Bobby Shmurda. You'll have to wait and see what happens there. But yeah, we got some shit to talk about. Bobby Shmurda went ham in this situation with Wack 100, man. Bobby Shmurda went ham. Bobby Shmurda said, I F with the game, but I don't F about none of that shit. I don't give a F about none of that shit. He's nothing to talk about. I made $1 million this week. I made $1 million this week. True Beat said, gotta remember, we from New York. We're around every type of culture and people possible. So, of course, we're going to dance. These guys don't got no women in the clubs or parties, boy. Yeah, True Beats. That's another thing. All the cultures that, New York is embraced by. When I went to New York as a young guy, like when I was a young kid, when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, and I went to New York, my brother took me to as many different spots for lunch and dinner as he could to show me all the different traditions and different styles, you know what I mean, and different ethnicities and different cultures that are out there and ways that styles of food that they eat. He wanted to educate me. You get a lot of that out in New York. I'm not saying that you don't get that in California as well, because California is huge, but that's something in New York. You just so many different people. And I got a friend who's actually from Senegal. And let me tell you, man, these guys aren't afraid to be themselves. These guys aren't afraid to be themselves just because of the way that some of us are here. You know what I mean? Just because of the way that some of us act here. You know what I mean? It's like, don't be judging somebody just because they're not afraid to show the real, you know what I mean? The true them, their true identity. But yeah. So let's see what we got here in the notes. So NBA Youngboy has been removed from the Apple charts, you guys. And on the song No Switch, NBA Youngboy rapped, "They know they don't want to see Lil Tim jump from out that truck." I think that NBA Youngboy took it a little bit far on his album. I think he took it a little bit far when we're talking about mainstream antics. I think he rubbed some people the wrong way rapping shit like this about a guy who was involved in an open case on his album. Really doesn't make any sense to me that NBA Youngboy would basically involve himself with this guy Lil Tim. For KT, True Beat was popping. George McCarthy says, Mikey, since we on the New York topic, what you make off Papoose and DJ Envy thing going on? Well, Papoose seems to be showing up with just about everybody on these features, man. He had a feature from Lil Wayne. I'm really impressed with what he's doing, man. I really hope that Pap and Remy can get back into the swing of releasing music on a yearly basis. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that they can at least put out a project every year, just like regular artists. We really haven't seen that much from them. So hopefully we can get that. I know Pap has a lot of connections, man. There's a lot of people that I'd like to see him rap alongside. You know what I mean? I'd like to see Papoose rap alongside, Rowdy Rebel, since we're talking about him. I'd like to see Papoose rap alongside 22Gs. You know what I'm saying? Some of these New York guys. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Papoose do some shit. I just had somebody else in my head. I just lost it. But I want to see Papoose do some shit like that, you guys. I think he really got a lot left in the tank. And then you got Remy Ma. You know what I mean? Remy, who just seems like she's too hot to, you know what I mean? She's a little too hot to handle. You know what I'm saying? Remy be going in, man. I just saw one of her IG lives the other day, and she was like she's like, there's 1,293 people in here. I got this new account over here I want y'all to follow. So I'm expecting to go on there and see 1,293 people following that account. Remy is dope, man. But like I said, I'd like to see them both just start doing more consistent work. Chef G and Papoose and Sleepy Hollow. Salute my guy Bricks. GMG, that's Uncle Murda's clique. Oh yeah, the wave's going to adapt. The wave's going to adapt. And these are a couple guys I would like to see him work with. NBA Youngboy and Max B. You know what I'm saying? NBA Youngboy and Max B. Lil Durk and Max B, which is probably more likely. Lil Durk, Max B, French Montana. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Max B and Lil Wayne. You got to know that's undoubtedly going to happen. Long shot. I doubt we see it. Max B rapping over Dr. Dre beats. Very long shot. Could it happen? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. NBA tried to put G Money Murda on Spider Nation, so we will talk. I don't know what you're talking about, Prez, man. Try to remember, like, don't say no dumbass shit on the live videos, man. I don't really like to talk about that shit. Papoose, ASAP Ferg, Roddy Rich, and Max B. Good point. But some of these lyrics, I just think NBA Youngboy took it a little bit too far, actually acknowledging his relationship with Little Tim. Like, come on, you don't need to do that, man. You don't need to do that. You're alienating the fans. You're alienating the people that love you by acknowledging your relationship with Little Tim on a record right now. Like, that absolutely makes no sense. So he only featured a few he only featured Quando Rondo specifically. He didn't have any other features on this album or tape called Colors. And a lot of people were saying that that was based on affiliations. Like he wasn't going to work with this guy because he had worked with that guy. Some shit like that. But I know everything about that. That's some 50 Cent shit. You know what I mean? That's what we do on the East Coast. Sorry to say it, but that's what we do on the East Coast, you guys. So one example of that would be Lil Durk, who's pretty much friends with anybody, like Young Thug. So the record Gangsta features Quando Rondo, who I don't know how much he's involved with this case with Little Tim. I mean, he is the reason that the case is going on. So I don't really know how involved he actually is, if he's going to have to testify or anything. But this guy, Quando Rondo, is actually rapping about Little Tim on NBA Youngboy's album. Like, what the hell are you thinking? You have an album that's about to be heard by 100,000 people in the first week. Well, more than that because of the way that streams take place. But the album did 78,000 units first week. And now not only are you rapping about Little Tim jumping out of the truck. Did you just rap about Little Tim jumping out of your truck, NBA Youngboy? I thought better of you, man. I thought better of you than to be rapping about something so dastardly. Right after this shit happens to King Von, like you're flipping the switch when you don't need to, man. You're flipping the switch when you don't need to, man. You're creating energy that doesn't need to be. Like the shit really didn't need to go down like this. So the record's called Gangsta and it features Quando Rondo. And so he said on this record, they say Lil Tim, the biggest op, stepped on that boy. Don't do no fighting. So basically, right there, what is Quando Rondo doing, guys? What did Quando Rondo do right there in that line? In that line right there, he put it out there that Lil Timmy, as we call him on the channel, he don't do no fighting. Well, Lil Tim isn't the one getting charged with fighting. Quando was the one that was fighting. Fighting is something that is done when someone doesn't have that ill of an intent. When you fight somebody, you wouldn't necessarily be charged with attempted self-snitching. Yup, that was silly. It's silly that NBA Youngboy would allow his artist to do that. It's silly that NBA Youngboy would allow his artist to do it. Why do I say that? Quando Rondo being NBA Youngboy's artist, that means there should be some sort of a potential financial gain there. That means you want to elevate your artist to be something bigger. You want to elevate him from the situation that's holding him back. That's why I imagine you put him on your damn album. And then what does he do? He draws back to the situation that just happened. We was good on that, man. We was good on that when you did the interview in the back of the Phantom. We saw the interviews that you did, Quando. We burned our tickets that we bought for your shows. I don't know. Maybe some people did that, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't show up for his shows after what happened to King Von, y'all. I don't know what they did. It's the same thing with the people that didn't get this Colors joint. You know what I'm saying? You turn off your fans, you're going to lose your fans. Imagine said, this is not called influence. It's called hyping up and gaslighting. Wow. George McCarthy says, guess Gucci and Jeezy's verses didn't help to squash the youth's beef. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, man, that, I never want to see anybody get locked up. I'm not going to ever come on here and talk about, this guy needs to get time. This guy should be locked up. Sometimes you'll hear me say things like, This guy got locked up. Hopefully, he learned how to better his situation. You know what I mean? Hopefully, he learned what he was going to do different. NBA Youngboy came out of jail ready to diss Lil Durk. NBA Youngboy came out of jail ready to put it on his album, his tape, his mixtape, his project, whatever you want to call it. He was ready to put that shit out into the history of hip hop that he's dissing Lil Durk. Some of these lyrics, you can't shy away from these shits. Let's get into some more of these lyrics. Um, so I don't want to read that lyric. That's actually another Quando Rondo lyric. But I wanted to read the lyrics that actually NBA Youngboy had. So NBA Youngboy dropped the song. It was called "Know Like I Know." This is actually in relation to NLE Choppa. Days later, NLE Choppa had the song "What You Don't Know." Difference there, you guys. Black Queen Jax, appreciate you for tuning in from Philly. Difference right here. NBA Youngboy dropped the song "Know Like I Know," and NLE Choppa had a response record or an appropriately titled record called "What You Don't Know." Now, "Know Like I Know" was on Colors. "What You Don't Know" is not on Me vs. Me. Me vs. Me is the NLE Choppa album. That's called strategic. That's called strategic in your placement. I remember Rosewood was on here last week, and Rosewood said, I don't think he'll put those records, those diss records, on his album. He said that, but I was like, nah, Rosewood, I gotta disagree with you because I think honestly that's what's driving the stream factor. Him putting out these diss records, him actually getting the people, clicking and adding the song to their regular daily rotation and shit like that. Like, and NBA Youngboy made a mistake doing that, I think. Just my perception, just my thoughts. Him including these diss tracks with questionable lyrics while he's out on house arrest. I think this is what's leading to some platforms relieving themselves of the project. Now, I've been told by one of the guys in the chat that the album has actually charted on Billboard. It's still on the Billboard charts, 78,000 first week. Amazing numbers for a guy who put out 2 albums within a 6-month time period. So one of the other lyrics, NBA Youngboy said, "They know I'm a demon. You ain't met the devil until you seen me." The hook, it seemed more like classic NBA Youngboy, but it's also a little bit crazy. "I want his soul. He gonna get it. Hope you know like I know. Gonna die for choosing sides though. I'm smiling blood. I'm smelling blood, excuse me, and I'm fiending. I'm smelling blood and I'm fiending." Um, so NBA Youngboy is on federal house arrest and he's smelling blood and fiending. And he's writing about it on a track. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. I write a track, I do a song, I talk about some drugs. This guy's talking about smelling blood and fiending, and he's on house arrest. I'm just saying, man, it's kind of crazy. Let me see. Okay. Another lyric here. Let me see. I'm trying to get to these lyrics. That was actually more of a cocky lyric. Trying to get to this lyric. Okay. The third verse is where he really starts to take aim. Trying to get, let me see if I can get the song title here. What's the song? Wow. All right. So NBA Youngboy said, all these dudes trying to be the biggest rapper while I'm trying to wrap him in a body bag with a toe tag in his last meeting with his pastor. Not so vicious, typical shit. You know what I'm saying? But this is where he really got me. NBA Youngboy got me here when he said, how to play with, and I play for keeps. How you play with me and I play for keeps. No, I'll clap you. I don't give a F, my dude. Just like your friend, you'll bite the dust. NBA Youngboy said, just like your friend, you'll bite the dust. What type of lyric is this shit to release on your album that a record label like Atlantic is putting out, man? No wonder some of the production of this album is being discontinued. You know what I'm saying? No wonder this shit is being discontinued when you've got distasteful lyrics like that. How you going to play for me when I play for keeps? No, I'll clap you. I don't give a F. Just know like your friend, just like your friend, you'll bite the dust. Another one bites the dust. Little Queen reference. Little Freddie Mercury reference right there from NBA Youngboy, maybe. Is that how they're going to try to spin it? Incriminating as hell. And as soon as I read on the internet that NBA Youngboy's album had begun to get pulled, I knew it was because of this. In my mind, I was like, he did it to himself. He didn't need to include those joints. Fans are jumping out the window to buy a new NBA Youngboy joint for $10, $9.99, $8.99, whatever the hell they're selling it for. Fans are ready, drooling to buy that project from NBA Youngboy, you guys, with or without diss records, man, with or without diss records. So I really don't know why he took it that way. Would I like to speak with him? Ask him why he did? Yeah, I would. I would sit with him, speak with him, do an exclusive interview with NBA Youngboy. Probably better than anybody could. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully Academics gets a new interview with him, or hopefully Adam 22 gets an interview with him. DJ Vlad, I know he's on house arrest right now. So, I mean, and honestly, he doesn't even really need to do an interview to get the record sales. He really doesn't. He really doesn't. He's built his platform up to that level where he does not need to do an interview to actually get sales. And who the hell wouldn't respect that when you can just drop an album? Like what was it? September 21st, September. He released another album in 4 months, you guys, and he sold another 70,000 units. I don't think it's a good ride to wave to ride, man. IP was popping, man. Chicago. Chicago's in this bitch tonight, huh? Chicago has birthed some of the most amazing talents, man. Damn it. Damn it. Doesn't matter. It's off camera. Yeah, it's not, Chase, it's not so much the lyrics, bro. It's just the distasteful nature of the lyrics, man. Honestly, I believe as a fan that rappers, artists in general can turn their fans off by the actions that they do. It's cancel culture right now. People are getting canceled every day. You know, we've seen it back in the day with that dude from Sugar Ray, Mark McGrath, when he turned down an autograph from a fan when he was ultra disrespectful, apparently. Um, People get canceled every single day for actions that people deem disrespected, disrespectful. So you really got to watch what you do. You know what I mean? Especially when you're creating these albums they're pieces of art that are going to live on forever. And now you got this piece of art that exists with all types of like foul shit on it, man. Like, how you going to look back on that with pride? Like, how you going to look back on that with pride at the end of the day? You know what I mean? Just my take, man. NBA Youngboy is a real savage. His NBA messed up. They dragged him by his dreads. What? I never heard of that shit. Imagine says NBA fans, I feel y'all. He the number one demon, but that's not music. Yeah, Death Row is one of the most iconic record labels of all time. What are you talking about? When people think about Death Row, when people think about the biggest record labels of all time, Death Row is one that immediately comes to mind. I mean, let's be honest, when you think about NWA, you don't automatically think about Ruthless, but when you think about Pac, when you think about Snoop, when you think about Dre, you think about Death Row. You know what I'm saying? They had the real model going for the label. I mean, they had the solo artists, they had the groups with, the Dog Pound and shit like that. They eventually signed Pac's Outlaws. You know what I'm saying? Like Suge Knight and all them, they did a lot of moves. They went from Interscope to Priority. Then they did a little shit with E1. I've gone over the history many times of Death Row on the channel, man. Uh, Sagittarius, I don't think that Imagine Treasure agrees with you, man. We got good conversation going on tonight's podcast, man. I don't know what type of BS you're trying to bring to the script. Free Suge Knight. Free Big Suge. Apparently, he just got his movie deal, right? He just got his movie deal. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Let's go. Hit that like button. Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda said Whack 100 is nothing to talk about. That's right. Bobby Shmurda said Whack 100 is nothing to talk about. Bobby went as far to say is, I made $1 million. I made $1 million. Why do we got to talk about Whack 100? Whack 100 has been itching for the biggest beef of his career. He's really been itching for it. From Suge Knight, since we're talking about the Death Row shit, baby. But you know what, man? I want to give a shout out to Bel Air. Major shout out to Bel Air Rose. We need to get in contact with Bel Air Rose so they can be the presenting sponsor of my show. That's right. I mess with the other champagnes, but you got to have a special place in your heart for that Bel Air Rose, especially if it's blue, baby. You know how we do. Mikey T, the movie star, here tonight. I am your host, and we got some shit to talk about, man. We got some shit to talk about because my brother from another mother, Adam22, just did what no other blogger has done. Adam 22 did what no other hip hop influencer has done, you guys. He asked Bobby Shmurda about Wack 100. He actually asked Bobby, the GS9 God, about Wack 100. Bobby and Adam were rolling up, man. They was having a good time tonight. They were having a great time on the show, y'all. So let's get into it. Let's tap in on it for anybody who might have saw it, wants to voice their opinion in the chat, because I'm reading all comments from the chat. You know how I do. I'm the podcaster that listens to you. Still waiting on my deal, whether it's going to come from Spotify or hopefully Barstool or, you know what I mean, Lil Wayne, Young Money, Rock Nation, wherever I end up, y'all know, I know y'all will be right here with me. But Bobby Shmurda was clowning on Wack 100. Let me see what Buana Foundation says. He said Suge was at an award show and he was getting all the jewelry from all your favorite gangster rappers. Yeah, I heard about that a little bit. Where was that? Were they talking about that on Drink Champs, bro? Yo, appreciate you for tapping in, IP. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Major salute to you on the tap in tonight, man. Put the thumbs up in the chat if you want me to go back over the Bobby Shmurda Wack 100 shit. Let me get 10 thumbs up if y'all want that. Daddy Rowe. Daddy Rowe is funny as hell. He said, Bobby, ever since he did come home, all he do is dance, though, swinging more hips than a female. For real, suspect. Oh, I thought you said a female surfer. I didn't really know what you. Daddy Rowe, can we get an age check on you, bro? Can we get an age check? Because Bobby said all the old heads be hating. So I'm going to need an age check. Are you over 38 years old? Are you over 38 years old? Let's get the age check. Krieger, what's poppin'? What's up, baby? Shelton Ritter, Imagine, Treasure. Appreciate you for holding me down. That other dude had you messed up, didn't he, bro? You see, I'm the podcaster that vibes with you, though, man. Appreciate you really for tuning in, man. That's right, man. Prez says Wack doesn't watch Bobby because Bobby has been dancing. And you know what, man? Wack doesn't watch mainstream film either because 50 Shades of Grey had a sequel. And then he tried to tell Young Buck that he could be in the 50 Shades of Grey sequel. That's ignorant. That's ignorant, man. I'm sorry. I know my name is Mikey T, the movie star and all. I probably know more about film than I should or whatever, or than the average person. But honestly, man, if you're a freaking manager and you don't even know what movies have come out, man, I hope you're not getting scripts for your talent. Come on, man. You just said last week this guy, what type of a guy, he's got a podcast coming? You better hire me to be your co-host, man, so I can stop you from saying shit like that. Because you're going to have a podcast talking about 50 Shades of Grey sequels that have already come out. It really is making me wonder. It's really making me wonder. But you know what? Mikey T is accepting applications from people who want to hire me. Prez says, this man been dancing and his buddies. Come on. Over 40. Over 40. If you're over 40, you're hating. Bobby said the old heads be hating. Okay, 34. 34. All right, that means you should still want to dance, bro. If you're 34, you should still want to dance. Look at my OG Gilly the Kid. He's dancing better than ever. He's dancing better than ever. When somebody has something worth celebrating, they dance. And that's why I'm looking for that endorsement from Bel Air. I'm about to be the Bel Air Blue Kid. You know what I'm saying? So Gucci Man, holla at me, brother. Got a lot of love for 1017. We'll do the whole Eskimo edition. Brr. I'm over 40, my brother. You know I appreciate you for tapping in, Krieger. True Beat said he's 28. Free G Depp, that's my guy right there. Thank you for G Depp. Gave me a bunch of interviews back in the day. Real good dude. Yo, 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 Double G in the building. Everybody, hit that like button right now. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Share this video. Let's get 100 people up in this bitch, man. Let's go. Share this video. The interview god is here. The interview god. Prez, I'm 50. That's my dude, Prez. Payday right there. Salute. Free K Flock. Oh, the Black Queen Jack says, I'm 39 and don't mind him dancing. Speak it, Queen. Speak it. That's some real shit right there. Y'all in the chat, I'm going to leave that up so y'all can put some respect on Black Queen Jacks. Put some respect on that comment. Free D thing. Oh, shit. I meant to. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Black Queen Jacks. My bad. Imagine. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Double G. Okay, okay. Turning 31 on the 12th. My guy turning 31 on the 12th. So, I mean, yo, that means the countdown's on, bro. Countdown's on. Salute, detail. True Beat says, put AR-Ab and NBA Youngboy on a track. Well, you know, AR-Ab worked with Kevin Gates, you know, because their age wasn't too much of a difference. I mean, NBA Youngboy, how old is NBA Youngboy right now? Not saying age makes a difference whatsoever, because Ab has obviously worked with younger cats and shit like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, shit. NBA Youngboy, an amazing specialist when it comes to the hooks, in my opinion. Free Max B, you know, we 300 over here. On this channel, we 300. I don't know about the other channels. Nah, I don't. No, I don't know about the other channels. Well, besides $1 million worth of game. I don't know about the other channels besides $1 million worth of game. But we 300 on this channel. Yo, major salute, James Brown. Peace to you, brother. Definitely appreciate you for tapping in. Steven says, I can't wait till Mikey T gets a deal. Yo, that's another thing, man. You know, his mom's house got raided. Well, the house that I assume NBA Youngboy paid for the house. His mom's living in it. And then 3 people were arrested in the house, Daddy Row. And, you know, just thinking, just assuming, like, those guys must have been related to NBA Youngboy. Otherwise, why would they be in the house living with his mom, right? So they must have been cousins, potentially brothers. I'm not really too familiar with his family tree. Uncles, you know, I'm not too familiar with his family tree, but that's what I would assume. You know, if I had a crib that got raided and people were in the house with my mom, of all people, I would assume it would have to be some people that were actually related to me and not just my homeboys. Unless just thought of this. I mean, shit, maybe you shouldn't say everything you think of on the internet, but unless his mom didn't really live there anymore and she was at another spot, that house was just still there. He just had some of his homies living in it and shit. That's also what I would do. You know what I mean? I would keep the house. Say I like had my mom in a crib in Miami, right? Say I had my mom in a crib in Miami, and then I was like, Mom, you're good in Miami. You're good. It's time for you to go to the Bahamas, or you know what I mean? It's time for you to go settle down in whatever state you really want to live in, if you don't want to live by the beach. But then I keep the crib in Miami too, you know what I'm saying? And I go move mom out to the other spot. So I'm just saying, it could be a situation like that because I don't know why the hell you would have three of your random homeboys living with your mom. Like, I just don't see it. I don't see it. Mikey T needs his own radio station. Soon will come, man. Soon will come. Wow. NBA is 21. Holy shit. Holloway says, do you like Chief Keef? Yes, I like Chief Keef. Oh, you already know, Daddy Rowe. You already know, man. Just stay in tune, man. I appreciate you for tapping in, man. Put that notification bell on. A lot of people are asking Mikey T, why don't I get notified when your videos come on? Well, guys, hit the notification bell. And while you're down there hitting the notification bell right now, hit that like button, man. Bobby Shmurda, Adam22 did this amazing interview with Bobby Shmurda where he asked him, is there any dancing in jail? And Bobby said, there is dancing in jail. But he said that the only people that get mad at him for dancing are the old heads. So he's really pitting it on the old heads, you guys. Bobby said that everybody is dancing in jail, even the correctional officers. And Bobby went on to say that I'm not thinking about somebody telling me that I can't dance. Let somebody tell me that I can't dance. What are they going to do? Adam jumped in, clearing up the situation, basically saying, in the case of Wack 100, I don't think he was saying you can't dance. He was saying he thinks it's having a bad effect on how you're perceived by gangsters. How you're perceived by gangsters. Bobby said you're talking about the guy from Love and Hip Hop. So Bobby really didn't get to do his research on Wack 100, man. Bobby really did not to get to do his research. A lot of the young heads, is that what you call them? The young heads? A lot of the young boys, the young bulls, they do a little bit of research about Wack. What research there is that you can do, if I'm being frank, if I'm being 100% honest. And then when you do research on Wack 100, you find out that he manages or something like that the game. You find out that he somewhat manages the game, but what these young bulls that were born in 1998, 1999 fail to realize, because during the peak of the game's career in 2005, 2006, 2007, they were 8 years old. They failed to realize that Wack 100 came into position once the game had already fell from his high horse. And I'm just being real. I'm just being real, you guys. Like if that gets proven wrong, if that gets proven wrong, if Wack 100 had something to do with the documentary, if Wack 100 had something to do with how we do or hate it or love it, or maybe he put the game together with Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? For the single, maybe the My Life single, maybe that was Wack 100 who got that done for him or something. Maybe I'm under the wrong impression. Maybe Wack 100 brought the game to Dr. Dre. No, that's not what I remember hearing when I bought the documentary. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't Wack 100 in those documentaries with the game back then. So a lot of rappers are kind of misinformed about, about the real history of it, but they see that he's been associated with the game, so they respect it. Just pointing that out. Yeah, I remember that, Todd. I remember that, Todd. I remember Soldier Boy was going crazy. I remember Soldier Boy was going crazy on Quavo and shit. York City was popping. York City, PA all day. That sounds great. I'm pretty sure Bobby Shmurda is on TikTok, bro. Bobby Shmurda is like killing all the different media outlets. I'm sure they've got that shit. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Shmoney, 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 shmoney. It's all about that shmoney, shmoney. Get that rose, get that shmoney. Shmoney, shmoney, shmoney. Get that shmoney. My tryout video, did it any good? Mikey T. Yes. No, that's how my phone rings. It just some guy yells Mikey T. Erskine says, Wack is fearless. I mean, shit. Yeah, man. Going after Suge, going after Master P, and then woo! Going at Bobby Shmurda and not giving a damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't give a damn, like, the statements he's made about Bobby Shmurda in the streets, like, having little to no respect for him and shit. Like, he didn't care. He's uncensored with his shit. I'm uncut. He's uncensored. Mine, Daddy Rowe, my Shmurda Bobby dancing was very suspect. Oh, great. Now everybody's going to start making blogs about me being suspect like Bobby Shmurda. That would actually be pretty awesome. Everybody would be out there like, oh, Mikey T does the Bobby Shmurda dance. Todd Armstrong is funny as hell, but I want everybody to take Todd Armstrong's advice. Please take this man's advice, you guys. No matter how many times your girl cheats on you. Sorry, I'm not going to say that. I'm cutting that. Report card radios, and I'm not going to say that either, man. That's kind of controversial. Holloway says, us young heads don't care about Wack 100. We don't even know him or anything. I'm 24. Well put. Mikey T, the greatest pod god. Pod god. The pod god. I like that, man. The pod god. I like that, man. Scam Reno says, Damon Dash used to do that in the videos all the time back in the... Hell yeah, bro. You know, I'm doing my best Damon Dash. I would actually, if I was doing my Dame Dash, you know, I would have had 2 bottles, though. You know what I'm saying? If I was doing my Dame Dash. That was with Lil Wayne as well, right? Yeah, that was with Lil Wayne as well. And that was actually his 4th album. So My Life was on the 2nd album. So what, he had Lil Wayne on his 2nd and his 4th album? Oh shit. All Pro 206. Well, I'm just rereading what happened in Bobby Shmurda's recent interview with Adam 22 on No Jumper, man. But I appreciate the compliment, if that is in fact a compliment. Major shout out to Power. And I am a big fan of the show BMF as well. Let me see. So Bobby had said, you're talking about the Love and Hip Hop guy. What does he do? A podcast? Adam said he manages Blueface in the game. Bobby said, I F with the game, but I don't give a F about none of that shit. He's nothing to talk about. I made $1 million this week. Why would I want to talk about Wack 100? I don't want to talk about Wack 100. Why would I want to talk about Wack 100? He does not want to talk about Wack 100, you guys. He made $1 million this week. You know what I'm saying? When you make $1 million in a week, you don't want the word whack coming out of your mouth. You don't even, it's not in your vocabulary no more. Nothing you do is whack. Everything you do is dope. You don't ever want to say the word whack. So what reason did he have to ever speak on him? And plus, none of the other interviewers would bring it up. I don't even think actually, it might not even be that. It might not even be that. It might not even be the fact that. It just might be the fact that this was kind of recent in the last few weeks when Whack 100 actually said shit about Shmurda. When he said all this shit about him dancing and how the streets would have never appreciated and how he wouldn't have had the support he eventually ended up having if he would have danced like that, acting like Bobby Shmurda was Norman Smiley in WCW or something, doing the big wiggle during his hardcore matches. Like, come on, man. What history are you trying to write? What history are you trying to write? You might as well write a fiction novel. You might as well go ahead and write your hip hop fiction. Make a comic book. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who's taking too much time to record music, everybody that's jumping on the stand, that's then maybe getting shows or not. We'll have to wait and see. Looks like a virtual show coming up, but whatever, man. Chase Moolah says Tommy's new spinoff looks fire. Yeah, I actually read a little something about, I guess Tommy asked for a spinoff or something like that. Imagine Treasure says Whack thinks he's Suge. Hell, I mean, in some regard, he is a bit similar to Suge. In some regard, he is a little similar to Suge. He's getting a lot of respect right now. We can't discredit that. You know what I'm saying? We can't discredit the fact that some labels with notoriety, Empire, are taking his advice in some projects, like the Mimo 600 project that we saw. All that whole shit transpired last week. Wack said he went and spoke with Empire apparently, and they gave him the go ahead to work with him. But then Wack spoke with Lil Durk, or Wack tried to reach out and find out if Mimo was actually signed to Lil Durk. Why? Because it only makes much more sense if Lil Durk and Whack 100 are on the project. But if Lil Durk has nothing to do with the project, it makes a whole lot less sense. And I'm talking about dollars. But yeah, that's true to me. That's true to me right there. That's bullshit business 101. But I guess Whack, if he was actually signed with Durk, Whack could have actually got it properly signed off on. That's at least what I was saying. You know what I mean? That's at least what I was saying. But apparently, Whack does not want to manage Mimo 600. I would have thought that would have been a good artist to jump on. Being that he's from another city, a notable city. He's got some notable affiliations. He's already covered some ground on the internet where people are starting to know his name. Would have been a great market for him to attack, in my opinion. Yep, he's been around for a while, but now he's just saying, I didn't want to take it that far with you. And to be realistic, you guys, maybe Whack 100 was trying to play it smart with Mimo 600, because apparently there was a talk of Blueface letting Mimo come on a European tour with him. Maybe Whack 100 wanted to see how Mimo was moving, make him some money on that tour, and then do the management thing. I mean, you got to look at both ends of it. Sometimes if you're going to manage someone, you really want to see what they are all about. Chase Moolah says, Whack is a smart man, even though he might come off as aggressive, but he knows how to stay relevant today, and that's not easy, especially since he's not even an artist. Well, man, staying relevant is something that comes with consistency. Since 2009, I've been doing video interviews. You know what I mean? I've been trying to stay relevant since 2009 by putting out an interview every week of the year to have my name bubbling on all the different websites. You know what I mean? Doing different interviews with different artists, where whether it pops up on World Star or whatever hip hop website, I always tried to do that, you know? So it's like, it's kind of obvious what you have to do in order to remain relevant. You've got to keep your name in the headlines. If you don't have the music to keep your name in the charts, which keeps it in the headlines, you got to go out there and you got to make those headlines yourself. And, you know, sometimes going out there and doing the Oprah, you know, sometimes going out there, you know, doing the Oprah Winfrey joint, sometimes going out there and doing the Rosie O'Donnell joint, you know what I'm saying? The Jerry Springer, you know, sometimes talking, people have figured out that you can, you know, make a living based on talking. I mean, shit, even Ozzy Osbourne's wife had a show. Didn't Eve have a show at one point? Amber Rose had a show at one point. Uh 50 Cent has had multiple shows. Who else, you guys? You know what I mean? Chase Mula said, behind doors, Wack gets shit done. And you know, man, I doubt Wack ever sees the good part of when I'm here saying that's true, you know, because nobody ever sees the positivity. No one ever sees the positive parts. But that's what I think Wack 100 could have helped Mimo 600. I think Wack 100 could have helped Mimo 600 in that regard, y'all. He could have got the paperwork signed off on for the clear releases on the Lil Durk feature, the music video, putting that on MTV, BET, making sure it's getting rotation on radio. Yeah, he could have got those signatures, man. James Brown said, "We love you and we love and appreciate you, Mikey T. This is your year. Keep on your grind, not stopping the grind." You know what I'm saying? I just got comfortable. I just got comfortable, man. Damn, Chase, I appreciate you. You've been relevant since the beginning, Mikey. I don't know when the beginning really was. I really started studying the shit in 2008, and I know I had been a fan for at least 10 years at that point. So, ooh, I'm gonna listen to that shit. Be cool, shorty. What's popping, man? Oh, well, you know we're gonna have to talk about that shit, all pro. Yo, geek, what's popping, homie? Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Yeah, I was just doing a dope interview tonight with this group out of South Florida. Oh man, this group out of South Florida was dope, man. I really appreciate them for coming on the show tonight. I'm gonna give them a shout out right now, so y'all know who the hell I'm talking about, y'all. I'm talking about South Strip, y'all. South Strip from South Florida, man. They're definitely dope. It was a lit interview, man. But yeah, Bobby Shmurda went in on Whack 100, y'all. He said Bobby Shmurda said, I made $1 million this week. Why would I want to talk about Whack 100? I don't want to talk about Whack 100. Why would I want to talk about Whack 100? Bobby Shmurda keeps it too real, man. The only reason he actually talked about Whack 100 is because of the fact that, you know, Adam 22 brought it up, you guys. You know, Adam 22 brought it up, and when you're on that platform, you're not gonna, you know, disappoint. You know, and I appreciate Bobby Shmurda for not just not answering that question. Bobby Shmurda showed that he actually isn't a sucker by answering that question. A lot of people might have shied away from it, man. Ooh, Chase Mula has a good comment here. Let me read this. We're gonna touch on this. Chase Mula said, Wack really was gonna go hard for Mimo. He already had shit in motion, but Mimo don't want to be a household name. He wants to be gangsta. Yeah, that is the downfall for a lot of these guys. You know, that is the downfall for a lot of these guys. The want to actually have their name out there and respected like a gangsta, when in reality that's not what this shit is about. You know what I mean? Like it's, you want to be known for being a musician, or do you want to be known for being Scarface? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, George. Whack 100 and 21 Savage went through it, you know, and I thought that was a really bad move for Whack 100. Like 21 Savage is fresh off selling 10 million copies. 21 Savage is nobody that you want to pick a fight with right now. He has fans that he has not disrupted from his original core audience all the way up into his mainstream success. Like we spoke on the other day, 50 Cent turning off a lot of his fans. If you missed the video, we went over 50's albums and shit yesterday. If you missed the video last night, hit the notification bell so you could be tapped in with me on a consistent basis, guys. What we're doing on this channel is the real raw hip hop shit. We're not talking about all that extra shit on this channel. We're talking about the real raw hip hop shit, you guys. I'm not talking about all the weird type conspiracy theories and shit like that on this channel. I'm talking about the normal hip hop stuff. Capital third letter C in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Better late than never. Hit that like button. I want everybody to hit that like button right now. Imagine Treasure says Mimo is impatient. Impatient. Yeah, man. Definitely, you know, I got a feeling that tour on Europe would have taken him to another place, or maybe he would have just been a fly on the wall. You know, I can't really call it. I can't really call it. You know, sometimes these dudes putting you in position, they put you in a position to sit in a chair in a room. You know what I mean? I can't act like I haven't been there. Blueface, baby. Yo, getting jiggy. And it wasn't called getting jiggy, it was just called Jiggy. Jiggy was dope. What was better, Jiggy by Jada, or Getting Jiggy with It by Will Smith? In y'all opinion, what was better out of those two? All right, y'all. I'm opening it up. I'm opening it up, y'all. Open questions. Anybody in here has a question? The time is now. The time is now, y'all. I'm going to roll up. I'm about to get some more cake mix. About to put some more of this cake mix in the air. But I want everybody in here. Jiggy, of course. Jiggy over Getting Jiggy with It. Jada Jiggy. What up, Jeremy? What's popping with you, man? The nice ski mask, bro. Open questions for anybody in here that wants to ask. Oh, damn. Jada wrote both. I'm going to have to fact search that shit, but dope. I am taking open questions right now. If anybody has any questions before we end the podcast tonight, definitely a dope show, man. It was crazy to see Bobby Shmurda on the No Jumper podcast. I had seen a little clip of Adam doing the Kadama thing. He was doing the Kadama with Bobby, so I was like, oh shit. So that means we're about to get an interview. Now, that'll be dope, man. You know, Adam 22 really knows how to do these interviews with these popular artists. Like he knows how to actually talk with them and shit like that. I do it on a little bit of a different level. You know what I mean? My interviews are obviously different. I hope No Jumper can realize that and give me a position over there, because with that cosign, just imagine everybody who's going to want to touch this product. You know what I mean? But I'm not cutting out any opportunity for any deals. You know what I mean? Whether it's a Rock Nation type of thing, if Gilly can plug something in with Barstool Sports, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm not all that much to do with sports, but I'll tell you something. I got the humor covered. You know, that's one thing I was thinking in regard to Barstool Sports. I got, I got that. I got the humor covered majorly. Question here from capital third letter C. He says, "How do you feel? How do you have you ever interviewed Pimp C?" Oh, damn, that's a I answered the wrong question there. Open questions, everybody. Capital third letter C says, "Have you ever interviewed Pimp C?" No, I have not interviewed Pimp C. I have not interviewed Pimp C. Imagine Treasure says, "How do you feel about NFTs?" I kind of feel, what's up to Pretty Miss Kitty? I kind of feel the same way that Kanye West feels about NFTs, to be 100% honest with you, man. Like, I'm not too big into NFTs. I want to create things that are here in the present world. I want to create products that you can put in your pocket, that you can put on your head, that you can put on your face and wear. You know what I'm saying? I want to create products that you can listen to, that you can, you know what I'm saying, that you can download on your phone, shit like that. And that's the metaverse too, though. That's very interesting what some of these artists are doing with the metaverse or whatever it's called, like Snoop Dogg and Little Pump doing performances and shit like that. It's innovative as hell. You know what I'm saying? To think that one day on a metaverse, somebody could actually live next to Mikey T, the movie star. You know what I mean? Somebody would want, like, somebody bought a $400,000 acre of land just to live next to Snoop Dogg in the metaverse. Like, that shit is exciting, you guys. But I'm more on the Kanye West frame of mind when it comes to NFTs. Like, I want to create actual things that are here now. Everybody, ask your open questions before we get done with the show tonight. I had a lot of fun on the podcast tonight, y'all. Adam's from Massachusetts, yes, but now he's actually out in California doing big things, man. Does Beyonce mess with Rihanna? Well, be cool, shorty. Somebody do a Google search. Tell me, what songs have they been featured on together? Did you hear NLE Choppa's album Me versus Me is the album? I have not heard it just yet. And according to NLE Choppa, Steve, Me versus Me is a mixtape. It's a tape. It's not an album. Everybody send in your questions. I'm taking questions right now. Scam Reno says, "Do you think auto-tune messes the rap game up?" Nah, man, I don't. Like, there's a lot of cases where auto-tune makes the rap game better, man. But it was mad cool when Jay-Z dropped that DOA record, though, and everybody stopped for a minute. VR is taking over. Yeah, VR is sweet. VR is sweet. I want to play a VR war game, though. That shit would be awesome. Um, Mikey T, why don't you have YouTube merch on your channel? Huh. Good question. I'll be having some merch soon for y'all, man. I was gonna definitely do some rolling trays. That's what I want to do. Honestly, I want to do some rolling trays and shirts and shit. If anybody would support that, put a thumb up in the chat, or you know what I mean. I hope you stay tuned for it. Lone Wolf says, "What was your favorite interview ever?" My favorite interview that I've ever done. Wow, you're putting me on the spot there, Lone Wolf TV. My favorite interview that I've ever done. What interview did I do that I was so hype on that I said it was the best interview that I ever did? Wow. Let me go with Max B. I'm going to go with Max B. My best interview, Max B. Max Bigavelli. He gave me a chance to interview him in 2011, right after he got locked up. And he also gave me another opportunity to interview him in 2013. Major love for Max B, man, giving me that opportunity. Chase Moolah says, I've got some ideas. We need a conversation. Pusha T, that's another one of my favorite interviews right there. Getting the chance to interview Pusha T at Scott Storch's studio. Shit. Another one of my favorite interviews has to be with Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti was another one of my favorite interviews. Shit. Rest in peace to Young Dolph. Young Dolph, another one of my favorite interviews. Yeah, yeah, merch. That type of shit is coming, man. Yeah, Max B. Your favorite one is still to come, Mikey. Yeah, man. Lil Wayne was another great one. Lil Wayne gave me a minute or two for an interview. Rick Ross has given me a couple different segments. I've done a bunch of great work with Gunplay. You know what I mean? Me and Gunplay went on World Star a bunch of times. I did a lot of great work with Scott Storch. I appreciate all the opportunities that I've got in this game. Oh shit, let's go. Let's go. Share this video, y'all. NLE Choppa said it was an album at first. Now it's a mixtape. And NBA Youngboy outsold him in his second week. NLE Choppa sold 20K and NBA Youngboy sold 46 in his second week. Yeah, let me bring up this quote from NLE Choppa, who he's been promoting the Me vs. Me album for quite some time now. And then when he was actually set to go up against NBA Youngboy in a sales battle, it wasn't anything like 50 Cent and Kanye. It wasn't really heavily promoted like that. But everybody knew that these foes were going to be facing off. They pushed back Me vs. Me. They pushed it back, but it was a good reason for them pushing it back. It was a good reason for them pushing it back because he had a lot of promo to do. He had a whole lot of promo to do, y'all. And NLE Choppa actually went to pretty much every major platform, including $1 Million Worth of Game, to promote his album. But from what you're saying, he got beat by NBA Youngboy in Youngboy's second week. So NLE Choppa wrote on his social media, me and Gunna had the hardest tapes of January. Weird, because NBA Youngboy actually released his tape in January. If you disagree, you simply haven't took the time out to listen to mine. 100. Me versus me. Very interesting. He says that, but no mention of NBA Youngboy's album. Bro, come on now. Are we just going to disregard something that's all over the internet, something that you pretty much made a response record to? I was just talking about it 5 minutes ago. Right. Whatever's convenient for the rapper. I get it. It's whatever's convenient for Mikey T, the movie star. You know? Yeah, man. I used to live in Hollywood, Florida for 5 years. I have never worked with TMZ. I've always pretty much been independent. I've always pretty much been independent. Like I was talking to French Montana and he was like telling me back in the day that he thought I was signed. He's like, that damn, if I didn't know, he told me, he was like, damn, if I didn't know you were signed, I would have signed you. I'm like, wow. So mad dudes, like at some points people was thinking that I owned World Star and shit like that because of my name, Mikey T, the movie star. I really didn't understand that. But yeah, man. Yeah, Gunplay interviews are always interesting. First time Gunplay ever let me come interview him actually was outside of Cool and Dre's house. There were so many cars lined up at that spot, you guys. It was crazy. Much love to Gunplay coming out and actually giving me an interview, man. Shout out to West Palm. I was actually just doing an interview with these guys. You know what I'm saying? I was actually just doing an interview with this really dope hip hop group out of South Florida that you got to check out, South Strip. And they were actually telling me that the Island Boys are from Palm Beach. Oh yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, I used to live in Hollywood for like from like 2011 to like 2015. I was out there for like 4 years. I've never been to Jamaica. I definitely want to go to Jamaica. I want to go to England. You know what I'm saying? I want to go to some places like that. But all right, y'all, I'm going to take last questions before we get up out of here tonight. It's been an amazing podcast. It's always amazing with y'all, man. I know I got the best hip hop audience out there, man. You guys tune in and we just have the best conversations when it comes to this shit, man. I want y'all to hit me with your last questions if you got anything for me. About to call it a night, about to spark up this cake mix. You know, it's been a great show. Listen, I want everybody on here. I want y'all to know that the new movie Slapface drops February 3rd. 2 days. The new movie that I'm in, Slapface, drops on Shudder, you guys. Y'all can download Shudder for free. Y'all can download Shudder for free, actually. You can get a 7-day free trial for Shudder and you can see Slapface. It's going to be dropping on February 3rd. Everybody on here, follow me on Instagram. Whoever follows me, I will follow y'all back right now. Whoever follows me on Instagram right now will get the immediate follow back. That's right. So I'm going to leave that there for a second. Everybody shoot me that follow, show some love. You know, I appreciate y'all. If you're on the gram, just shoot me a follow, man. I'll show you some love back. You already know. You already know. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next live stream. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. I will see you on the next episode, guys. Major salute. It's Mikey T, the movie star. Follow me. Just click on the link. It'll bring you to my IG. Then I'm going to follow everybody back. I'm going to follow everybody back that follows me. Major salute, man. Appreciate y'all.